There's no doubt that as we age, there's some trouble spots that haunt us, right? I feel ya. My name is Lisa Galloway. This is Judy from Inside and Out. Let's talk about a few of those troubling areas that we seem to they keep kind of just leering. But I know some ways that we can tackle this together. Let's talk about it.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Okay, the reality of it is that there's probably more than just these three, but I just want to hit the three that I believe that I've seen for me personally, where they've been an annoyance, and they're things that I can work through. So let's get into this, right? First one is hydration. Have you noticed that our skin is just drier? Even if you've had issues of, like, let's say combination skin or oilier skin, now that you are in your 50s, yeah, what happened to all that oil? It's evaporating. I don't know if that's the right word, but you get what I'm saying, right? Hydration. It is the probably number one thing that we can do to our skin to give it an immediate live kind of look to our face, plump it back up, is just to get it hydrated. And one of the things that I personally love to do is to do a mask that just points to hydration, and that is with my hydro mask. I use this once or twice a week. It is, for me personally, one of the things that I will see immediate results. I know skincare is something that I've always said it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. But there are certain things that we can do that if you want to see results right away, this is one of them, hydration. So a good mask, anything that I'm talking about, for the most part, you'll always be able to find in the links below. I will put the names of the products that I've used and just go onto the website and find it there. You'll be able to, I'm sure, find something that you'll be able to see that's going to work for you. So the hydro mask, I love that. Again, once a week. I love to do it twice a week. I can just test and see where my skin is at. Sometimes it just needs that extra midweek hydration, along with what I do like weekly, which are like serum. And not just any serum. This is a multi-peptide complex. It's what I use every single morning. Not only does this pack a punch of plumpness to your skin, it has so many other things that it can do for your skin throughout the day. It promotes healing to tiny wounds that we can get on our skin. It's an anti-inflammatory. The list goes on with this multi-peptide. So on top of already getting the boost of hydration, this is a step I will not miss in the morning, every single morning, religiously. Okay, the other thing that sometimes is important is throughout the day, right? I think this is a good hydration. To me, is something that is whatever season it is. Think about it. In the winter, typically our skin tends to dry, especially depending on the climate that you're living in. But in the summertime, most of the time, what happens is we're going from AC to AC in your car, at your workplace, at the store, and our skin is drying out because of that. So throughout the day, I love to have like a spritzer, whether I can carry it in my purse or first thing in the morning. But this is a plush prep mist. Now, let's put the prep aside, because I love to use this after I have done all my makeup, or even on days that I want to go makeup free and just do my essentials in the morning. I love to use this prep. It is so refreshing on the face. It immediately hydrates the face. It has hyaluronic in this. Amazing. Okay, so we've hit the pointers of hydration. What's the next thing? brows and lashes. Ladies, are we not having an issue with that? They're thinning out. They're sometimes even graying in. And all we want to do is just tweak a little few things here and there. Listen, I did a video just specifically on brows. You can go back and I'll see if I can link this here in my details or up above here, where you can go in and it just tackles everything that has to do with the brows. But I felt like it was worth mentioning in my top 3 as far as our kind of like pain points, and that's the brows and the lashes. Okay, I get it. We hear so much about how there's a serum for that, for the growth. I think I've discovered it. I found the one that at least has worked for me. Let's put it that way. And it is with Celesty. It is a brow and lash growth serum. I use this every night, put it on my brows. I typically wear false lashes, so I haven't targeted to my lashes, but it's doing something to my brows. It's giving, it not only just helps the brow hairs that are there, but also like the ones that are getting to grow in. It strengthens that follicle deep down. Okay, so it's another one that you can find easily in the link below. But the other thing is something that we can do right now, and that is maybe they start to kind of come in gray and they look like they're sparse because that gray hair is there. Hello, the mascara brow. I know, who knew, right? Like, we've always thought mascara for lashes. Well, that was genius to come up with mascara for your brows. I don't have any on, and I thought I'd just go ahead and just demo this out. And of course, in this case, you actually need brows, right? So this will help just darken a little bit of those gray hairs that are popping in and just give them the tint that it needs. But there's just something about that when we do our brows, it kind of completes the look on our face, doesn't it? It just frames everything out. So I have been using this brow mascara and I've been reaching for it a lot. Okay, the other thing that we can do if we have a lot of sparse areas is getting a very fine pen-like brow to draw them in, okay? But not draw them in. You want to kind of get something that's thin enough that will give little hair-like strokes to your brows, because I love a more natural brow look versus it being kind of painted on. And I know that some of us struggle with a lot of hair loss, and in that case you may want to go ahead and use like a cream or a thicker pencil to kind of frame out your brows. But this is if you're having issues with like sparseness. You take a very fine, I don't know if you can even see this, but this is very, very thin, and all it does is that it gives areas that are very sparse just a hair-like stroke of a pen. It's incredible what this can do to give it a complete look to your brows. So I don't know if you can see this little area here. I have one little sparse area and I just flicker that and it just fills that in. Amazing. You can find them anywhere. This one just happens to be from Glossier. I've used this and I've had this for a long time. Still full of ink inside. The last from the 3 things that I feel like, there's so many. Again, I'm just hitting, I think, the top maybe 3 that really is like a concern level for us ladies that have mature skin. But this one is in regards to makeup, right? Like when our makeup is kind of like creasing into those finer lines, and so we're trying to figure out how can we avoid that. First and foremost, I have mentioned before that I just am a fan of cream makeup, and I'll get to why at the very end here of my last point. But one of the things that we can use that is like a miracle worker when it comes to getting the makeup to look like skin, right? Because again, going back to the natural look, I don't want my face to look like I have a ton of makeup on. Clearly you can see that the face was enhanced. That's all we want, right, ladies? So a beauty blender, okay, will help. And I think that sometimes we can get confused on how appropriately to use these beauty blenders. Each one of these, I think, also was created differently. There are some that are used to actually put makeup on. There are some that are used to absorb any of the makeup. There's some to blend, hence beauty blender. So knowing the right sponge that you're getting is gonna make a difference. So I personally love to use this when it comes to absorbing any makeup because I used a cream. And that's kind of like what I was referring to as far as it settling into those finer lines. Once I place my makeup, especially my main foundation and color corrector, is when I use this this beauty blender. And this one's called a Perfection. I think it's called a Perfection. I'm forgetting the name right now. I'll probably put it and drop it here below. This one is from Seint. I will not use any other. I've used other sponges. And again, because of what I'm using it for as far as absorbing the cream, it's the only thing that works. This is the size that it comes in, okay? So this is a normal size of it. Once you wet it, kind of like really just gorge it with water, wring it out, it doubles in size. That's how you want to prep this. You let it sit out on something as you start putting on like your pre-makeup skincare or whatever. Just let it sit out for about a good 15 minutes so that it's not then wet. It's not, you don't want to have any water basically like wringing out of this sponge. But you want it to, because what will happen typically is if you have too much water, when you're going, instead of what you're tackling to do, which is absorb any of the makeup, it's going to remove the makeup. So just cold to the touch, but not drenched. Love this. It will leave your makeup like skin. It's incredible. It's like a magic little sponge, I'm telling you. So again, using a beauty blender is going to really help also not have that makeup crease into your finer lines. Okay, the other thing is a powder. Now, I know that powders can typically have your makeup look very cakey. So using the right powder is going to make a difference. You want to choose something that is extremely thin, nothing too heavy. I personally don't believe that you have to go and spend a lot of money to go ahead and get yourself a nice powder that is thin enough to set that makeup, right? Again, especially when you're using like a cream that doesn't ever settle because it moves with your skin, is getting a really good powder. This one is also from Celesty. I love it so much. It comes with a little powder puff and little tiny holes. So I just kind of shake that and let the powder kind of come up. And then I can take my powder puff, tap out, and then just put it on the areas that I feel like I'll have a little bit of the shiny, or again, to settle and to set the cream. And it also removes a little bit again of that shiny if you're more of a matte person and you don't want the glow. Now, I want the glow because hello, my skin is mature and I feel like that just gives it the plumpness that I'm looking for. The other powder that I've used also is with Seint, and it comes in a tin, and it's called Vanilla Dust. I love it. I use it specifically to set like my under eye makeup or a cleaner canvas for my eyelids. A good powder that is very thin is going to be your best friend when it comes to blurring out those areas, not allowing that makeup to seep into those finer lines, right? And show. Less is more. Always, always, always when it comes with makeup for us mature ladies. This is the reason why I truly love cream, because it's a one layer application. You're not having to put on 3 and 4 layers of makeup that is going to eventually, I don't care how much of a beauty blender you use, will look cakey. So why not try a one makeup layer application? It is a mature skinned woman's dream. I'm telling you, it is this is with Seint. I love it. I've been using it. Clearly you can tell I'm down to 10. This is my color corrector, but I've been using this cream makeup for like 4 years, almost 5 years, and I will not do any other makeup. I've tried other makeups. This is so inexpensive in compared to even foundations that are out in the market right now. A bottle sometimes can reach up to 45 and 50, if not more. And that's just one bottle. You do have other makeup. These tins are only $16 and it will last for months. Give it a try. Again, this is with Seint. Over on the site, you can check to see what your colors would be, but if you need any help, please reach out to me. Leave it in the comments. I would love to go ahead and get you started with this makeup. Again, cream makeup to me is one way to troubleshoot away any frustrations that you may have that you feel like you're struggling with. Now that you have to do your makeup and treat your skin in a different way, that you are now in your mature years. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna leave it here. Hopefully this was nice, quick, and sweet. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.